Alright, this is the explanation of my triple sandwich. Okay, what you do is you have 3 cards selected, control them to the top. Okay, for this example I'm going to use the ace, 2, and the 3 of spades. These would be the 3 selections. Okay, so you want to control them in the top. You want to control them to the top, but instead a little bit out of order. So the way that you control them is the first card that's selected is in the second position, and 2 and 3. See, like that? It's the way that you bring the cards back when you control them to positions. You can use a bluff pass, which, as you can see, will put that first card second from top. Okay, so what you do is you make a shuffle, and you shuffle 3x cards on top. So when you can show they're not on top, then you show they're not on bottom, and then when you show they're not on top, what you do is you just make a pass. As they're examining the jokers, you make a quick pass. Okay, you pass those 3 cards to the bottom, just as you make a riffle pass. Now you're back to this position. Okay, and you're going to do a KM move. KM move is you get a double lift, 2 card break. Lift off the 2 cards as you're pointing, saying make sure there's only the 2 jokers there. You turn the wrist this way, and these 3 fingers pull back. This is a KM move here. Okay, so what that will do is really quick, it will reverse that first selection, second from top. So that's done. As you say, check out the jokers. Okay, and then all you're doing is just kind of pointing there in a gesticular action. Now you make a pinky count, 1, 2. Okay, you do that as you're showing the jokers front and back and saying, look, there's no cards hidden in here, no trap doors, blah blah blah. Now you steal off first 2 selection cards, which are face to face. You're going to steal them off behind the jokers like so. Okay? Now you're going to peel off the first joker, come underneath and hold a Vernay's break, which is just a pinky between it like so. Okay? That's so that when you're displaying the jokers you can go 1. Okay, keep them really nice and square. Okay, show 1. Now as you come over to take 2, you're going to steal this one off from the pinky break there. It's a modified pinky break. It's called a Vernay's break. So you're going to come over like this. Okay? Set the deck down. Square this up. Turn it over and hold it like this. Now what you're actually holding here is you're holding the first selected card face up, second selection face down, and the joker. The audience is going to think you just have the jokers. Okay, you're going to hold them like this. Pretend to pull out a piece of hair as you say, look, we use invisible, we'll use a piece of hair or invisible string, wrap around. Now, as you're squaring here, as you wrap it around action, you're going to do this ingenious card rise, and what it is you're just going to push with your fingers here, which will very slightly in-jog that card downward like that. Your thumb is going to line up this joker with that card. So what you essentially have is a tiny sandwich there that you've created. A tiny angle jog. Now when you pinch with your middle finger on the top of these 2 cards, thumb on the bottom there, okay, then what will happen is, as you pretend to pull up on that string, you're going to get a really visual card rise. Like so, okay. You have to play with it a little bit here, because you have to get it just right. It's going to rise up. And that will look like this. Okay. Squeeze. And what will happen is rise up like this. Now, you turn this over, you show this, okay? Now you're going to do a frustration count. You're going to show the joker here, count over 1, count, and point. Then you use the joker to point as you point to the card and say the next card's somewhere in the deck. What you actually have here, of course, is the second card. They're not going to know. Now, as you pick up the deck with your left hand, you say somewhere in the deck. You're going to make a little riffle here. Toss an extra. You're going to say long distance. As you reach over here, your right ring finger is going to slip in. Your first finger, you're holding on the cards here. Your ring finger is going to slip in like so. Okay. I'll take that away so that you can. I'll exaggerate it. Okay, this ring finger would be hidden behind here. But what you're essentially doing, if I take away the card, see, is you're going to do a flip move like this. And this is a really fast color change. And you're flipping over these bottom two cards as you wave. Okay, it's a color change. You do it really fast. You don't want to do it too fast, but you want to do it waving of the hands, a visual change. And that will look like this. Okay. Now, you're going to get a pinky break over here. And the way you do that is you can just spread over, or you can pinky count, whatever's easiest for you. You can just spread over because all the attention's over here as you're doing that. So as you're making this appear, you're doing two things at once, getting your left hand pinky break ready. So now when you come back and you're going to do this once, on the second time you do that, you're going to steal that card, which is the joker, because it's just appeared. So you go 1, 2, on 3 you can steal that, either on 2 or 3. Doesn't matter. What you're doing is you're adding that joker here. Now you're going to show it from this side. Okay, you're going to flip it over. And you're going to get a pinky break here on that third card. Okay, third selection. You're going to count over 1, 2, 3. Now what you have here is, it looks like 3 cards. Actually you have the fourth card under here. Now you're going to do this slight angle jog here. This is here. What happens is when you angle jog it very slightly, I'll show you from underneath, this card is going to be canted like that. It's going to be angle jog. And there's going to be a slight angle thumb break like that. So what's going to happen is when you have this pinky break, this is going to load right in here from your pinky. If I show that up close, you're loading that first card, first selection, which we're using an example, is Ace of Spades, underneath the 3 of Spades. So once that's loaded, what happens is you just release everything, but you leave it like this. And the position you have is this. Okay, there's the card you need to load in, the bottommost card. The fingers of your left hand are going to push back on this. When they push back, see, when this goes flush with the deck, you've loaded that in. So it doesn't look like anything, but you've loaded that underneath there, right? Now, what you're going to do is you're showing this from all sides. Make a pinky count with your left hand, okay? Being careful not to expose the face-up card, so you want to turn your hand in. Okay, flip this over. Now, as you're toying with this a little bit here, as you coming back, as you do this, you're going to make a top change for the bottommost card and the top card. And it's done very, as your hand's coming back. See, this is here. So you've switched those. So now you're actually on the third card there, okay? So, if I do that again, everything looks copacetic. It looks the way it should. You have the 2 jokers, the second card. You pinky count. You make your switch on the way back as you just slightly pointing. You're pointing. See, and you're doing this. Now, the ring finger goes in. I'll exaggerate it so you can see it. I'll take away this card. Ring finger's here, and you're going to flip these fingers around. Because what you're basically doing is you're flipping over these two cards. Make a riffle gesture, hold your hand out, and as you wave a little bit, flip those cards over. That will get the third card. Now, here's the beautiful cleanup move that I came up with. It's my own original effect. I call it triple sandwich. You pink account here, okay? Being careful not to expose that face-up card second from top. So you can pink account, and you turn the deck kind of towards yourself slightly so they're not going to see it. Now, what you have to do, you can't show this yet, okay? Because you have to, as your hand's coming back, you're going to necktie the deck, because you can't show it like this and steal it off, or they'll see it, right? So as your hands come back, because the reason is you're saying, look, there's the third selection, you're going to come up, steal that off from the break. Now you can show this cleanly, okay? Make sure the double is lined up good. And the way you line it up is with your fingers of your right hand, okay? And that's done because it's only going to be held for a second. And from a little bit of distance it's going to look like this, okay? But now what you're going to do to clean it up, as you brush again, your left thumb is going to steal that card right off. See? So it won't look like anything. Now you can come down, now you're clean. Okay? Because what you've done is you've switched that second card to a spades for the third card. Now, you pinky count 1, 2. You're going to set this down, flip these over, okay? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to have the box here. The box is on the table, okay? And you see the box. Because what you're going to do is you're going to take the jokers, you're going to steal them off,